So it's been an afternoon and evening of high drama here at St. Peter's at the Vatican in Rome. At about 5:10 local time, we had the announcement that there was going to be a Pope, the white smoke. Then an hour later, we had the name of the Pope himself, Pope Leo XIV. His name in normal civilian life is Robert Prevost. He is a cardinal from Chicago, 69 years old. He spent a lot of time in Latin America. He speaks fluent Spanish. And when he addressed the crowd today, he spoke in Italian with a slight American accent, then in very good Spanish, but he did not speak in English, even though he is the first Pope to come from North America in the papacy's 2,000-year history. He offered a message of peace and of humility, and the atmosphere here in the square was just incredible. Let me show you how the afternoon of high drama, theatre and faith unfolded here at the Vatican. Perhaps they knew something. At just after 6 Rome time, the conclave delivered. White smoke. They were oblivious, but the square below erupted. Joy in a time of anxiety. It took just a day and a half to find a new pope who will now lead the world's 1.4 billion Catholics. Many had thought it might take a lot longer because of divisions in the church. So the Pope was elected on the 4th ballot, and the bells are now ringing. The smoke is still hanging in the beautiful afternoon air, and of course we're now waiting to hear who it actually is. They will be able to declare, Habemus Papa, we have a Pope.
It's unbelievable. I'm from Boston.
You're from Boston?
Just came in today.
How do you feel?
It's very good. Very, very.
You're from France?
Yes, of course.
You think it might be the French cardinal?
I don't know. We wait. Yes.
It's very emotional to be here. Today's my birthday. So for me to experience a moment like this, it's just wonderful.
Who do you think it'll be?
The Asian, I guess.
Tagle?
Yeah.
The Filipino? Okay.
Yeah, the Filipino.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
That's what you want?
I think so. Yes, yes, absolutely. And I hope it goes with the line with supporting the poor, like the Pope.
Yeah,
and,
Francis. Yeah.
Yes, Francis, yes. And we'll do the same line.
Let's see if you're right.
Yes, let's see.
Maybe you are. Maybe you're not right. Who knows?
No, but God select him, whoever it is, and we will be happy.
¿Cómo se siente?
Nos sentimos llenos.
We are so full of the same Holy Spirit that moved the cardinals to make up their minds so quickly, this Colombian priest told me. An hour after the white smoke, the curtains of the grand balcony of St. Peter's moved, and we had a name.
Cardinalem Prevost. Qui sibi nomen imposuit Leonem decimum quartum.
Pope Leo XIV, also known as Robert Prevost, born in Chicago, 69 years old. He spent much of his time doing pastoral work in Peru. He speaks fluent Spanish, and he's been in charge of appointing bishops here at the Vatican. But he is also the world's first North American Pope. In his first address, he spoke to the square, to the city, and to the world about the need for humility, and that he will try to speak to everyone, everywhere, against evil and for good. 2 Americans are now in key positions of leadership around the world, and one of them is called Trump. The next months and years should be interesting, perhaps even challenging.
La pace sia con tutti voi. Anch'io vorrei che questo saluto di pace.
I would like that this salute of peace enters in your heart and reaches all families, to all people on earth. May peace be with you.
extraordinary scenes here in the Square below me. So what do we know about the new Pope Leo XIV, a Chicago-born cardinal who spent most of his life outside the United States, including more than a decade in Peru? And by the way, President Trump has just posted on social media that he's delighted it's an American Pope and he hopes to meet him soon. Well, it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Here's Harry Fawcett on Pope Leo XIV.
Just yesterday, Cardinal Robert Prevost entered conclave as a contender, but far from a front-runner for the papacy. Of course, this was never supposed to be a contest between men, rather a manifestation of God's will, guided by the Holy Spirit. Beneath Michelangelo's ceiling, behind the chapel's heavy door, his candidacy gathering momentum to make him Pope Leo XIV.
A tu servidor el Papa Francisco.
In his favour, Prevost had been seen as a potential compromise if the leading papabile, the possible popes, were failing to receive sufficient support. A reputation as a quiet, discreet, thoughtful listener, appealing, it seems, to a broad range of his fellow cardinals. But his nationality was seen to militate against him. The idea that a global church's spiritual leader would come from the world's temporal superpower was something that until now had seemed a bar to an American pope. Prevost, though, is a dual national with Peruvian as well as US citizenship. Born in Chicago, he spent many years of his career in Peru, first missionary, later archbishop, made a cardinal less than 2 years ago. He was supportive of Francis's attempts to integrate women into decision-making roles in the church, is believed to have similar views on the environment, on embracing the poor and migrants, and on reforms such as allowing divorced Catholics to receive communion. He's been less outspoken than his predecessor on LGBTQ issues and has spoken of the need to combat secular media narratives that paint Catholic ideology as unfeeling or cruel. An Augustinian from a more reserved, more intellectual tradition than his Jesuit predecessor, Pope Leo was more formal in his initial address.
I am a son of St. Augustine, who said, "I am a Christian with you and a bishop for you, and in this way we can all walk together."
His choice of name, Leo, redolent of his 19th century predecessor, known as the Pope of the Workers. In that, there's continuity with Pope Francis, but he's also a precedent breaker, the first American Pope, and at just 69, one who may lead the Church for many years to come.